In this episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast, we talk about how YouTube can help or hurt your audition video. Welcome to the How to Get on Reality TV podcast with Dan Giesling, where I answer your reality TV casting questions once a week. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the How to Get on Reality TV podcast. My name is Dan Giesling, and as always, I'm really excited to be here today because we have a great question, a different question, something that we haven't heard yet, or really any derivative or iteration of it so far on the podcast. So that's exciting. It's also exciting because I want to let you guys know about the How to Get on Reality TV video bootcamp. If you guys don't know about it, it includes over 5 hours of instructions. It has real life examples of audition videos, and we break them down, some of which, oddly enough, have to do with our audience questions this week, having to deal with YouTube. And it also helps you prepare for the callback. So right now, depending on what show you're in, there's a lot of things going on regarding callbacks. This helps you prepare for that as well. The How to Get on Reality TV video bootcamp, it's essentially like sitting down in a class and having me teach you like a student-teacher relationship, but a little bit different than that. But it walks you through everything you need to know. If you want to check that out, you can go to howtogetonrealitytv.net/video to see everything you need to know to access the bootcamp. Once again, that's howtogetonrealitytv.net/video. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this week's question from Dustin, which is all about how YouTube affects your audition video.
Hey Dan, what's going on? My name is Dustin here in Florida, and I've got a question for you about both uploading your audition video to YouTube and then also watching other people's audition videos on YouTube. But first, I just want to say thanks for everything you do on the podcast and your website. It's great. I've read your book, and beyond the fact of it scaring the hell out of me with everything going on in the casting process, it's also given me a more fine look into what exactly happens. So it kind of helps you get your head wrapped around it. So I do appreciate that. You know, everywhere I've read online, I've heard that it's not a great idea to upload your audition video to YouTube and have it out there. How do you feel about uploading your audition video to YouTube after you've submitted it? And also, not to discourage anybody who's put them out there, but I've spent more time than I probably should watching some of the other people's videos. And I guess my question is this really my quote unquote competition to get on to a particular show? Or are the people with probably the best audition videos saving it, just for the casting directors and the casting associates and stuff like that? So I'd love to get your opinion on that. Again, thanks for everything you do. Have a good one.
All right, Dustin, first off, thanks so much for the question. Thanks for the kind words. It's the first time I've heard anyone call the book that I wrote or the guide that I wrote that it scared the hell out of you. But I think that's a good thing. I think I've never heard it put that way, but I'm hoping it scared you in a good way in terms of that you need to be prepared as opposed to going in without any information. Outside of that, you had some really interesting questions. And the first one you asked is it a good idea to upload your audition video to YouTube? And my answer for that is no, it's not. It's not a good idea. You don't gain anything from that. You're not going to gain necessarily any exposure. You just you're putting yourself out there to be, I don't want to say liable, but that's not the right word. It's something you don't want to do. The reason being is that the casting process is supposed to be not shrouded in mystery, but it's supposed to be like a covert operation, right? If you're being considered for a show and you have an audition video up and for some reason in the casting process, they're probably going to tell you to take that down off of YouTube. Or what I suggest is if you want to upload it, fine, but put it as unlisted or private so that you can share the link with people, with people that actually are going to need to see it, like someone in casting, maybe a friend to help you review it. Something like that. That's what it's used for. However, I like what you did, Dustin. You took it one step further and said, hey, you know what? Let me see these people that are putting up their audition videos on YouTube. Let's see what they're all about. And, your second question was, so these people that are uploading their video on YouTube, is this my competition? And if so, is this who I have to deal with? And no, it's not really your competition because these people essentially don't know what's going on, right? The audition videos you're going to see on YouTube that are worthwhile are people that have already made it on the show, and a lot of times you'll start to see contestants upload their videos to share them, with their audience or community, so that they can kind of get some insight as to what it was like or what made their audition video stand out, which I would encourage you to look at those, like people that you've liked on certain reality TV shows. Look up to see if there are audition videos on YouTube. But it also gives you some insight watching other people's audition videos on YouTube and how bad they can actually be. And you'd be like, I don't look this bad, or I don't look this lethargic, or I don't look like I have this lack of energy in my audition video, but you probably do, especially if it's your first time taking. You'll see some really, really bad ones, bad meaning misguided and don't know what they're doing. And I think that's a good way to kind of see what looks good and what doesn't without really doing anything yourself. I like it because you can gain information. I don't like looking at other audition videos because it just delays you taking action. So, what I'd recommend, my recommendation for you, so does it really hurt or help? The only way it's going to help you is if, you can upload it and set it to unlisted, in private. You're not going to be able to share it with anyone, but use it in that regard. But, I'm going to actually steal your tip. And what I tell people, what we did in the video boot camp, is we've taken a few people's audition videos that have made it on certain reality TV shows, and we actually break them down in the video boot camp you heard me talk about in the beginning of the episode. But I'd encourage people listening right now that maybe have never made an audition video, maybe are just thinking about the process, look for Survivor audition videos, look for Amazing Race audition videos, look for Bachelor audition videos in YouTube, and see what comes up and watch them, and start to, put yourself in a position, say like a casting associate, what's exciting about this person? Is there anything exciting about this person? Or wow, this person really stands out. Why is that? And it'll start to give you some idea of what the casting people do. It's not rocket science. You look for people that pop on camera, that have a story, understand their story, and are able to convey that story with some emotion and draw some emotion from the audience. So Dustin, thank you so much for asking that question. It's something we don't really address. We've never really addressed in terms of utilizing YouTube, but it's not something you're going to be able to leverage and be like, oh, I was found on YouTube because of my audition video. Now, you may be found for a reality TV show because you have a YouTube channel, but it's not going to be like, hey, so for example, I know I just saw on Twitter that Tyler Oakley, who's like one of the biggest YouTubers, is on The Amazing Race. He's on The Amazing Race because he has a YouTube channel. He didn't upload his audition video, which I'm sure he didn't even create. He didn't need to create one for Amazing Race on his channel. That's just not how it works. So if you have a YouTube channel, it can gain you some exposure. It probably can be part of your story. It definitely should be part of your story, if you've been on YouTube for a while and have a channel. But it's not something that's going to help you in any regards. So if you do have your audition video on YouTube and you listen to the podcast, I would encourage you to set it to private or set it to unlisted, because people are watching it that don't need to be watching it, and you're kind of just, it's not really helping you. So that being said, Dustin, thanks so much for asking the question. As a small thank you, we're going to send you a free digital copy of my story, How a Normal Guy Got Cast on Reality TV. And if you want your question answered on the podcast, go to howtogetonrealitytv.net/ask. You can use your phone, your computer, your tablet. It's really easy to submit a voicemail question, just like Dustin did. And it helps out. I like it because we have a one-to-one conversation, but it also helps out everyone else in the process. Because I'm guessing right now, whether you're driving, maybe you're working out, listening to this podcast, you're probably thinking, oh crap, I need to go delist my YouTube audition video. So don't waste any time. Do that right now. But thank you guys so much for listening. And Dustin, thanks for the question. All right, so that wraps up another episode of How to Get on Reality TV podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. I think this is episode 50. What is this? Episode 50. I'm looking at it right now. This is episode 57. We've come a long way. I want to thank you guys for listening and continue to ask great questions and submitting them through the website, because without your guys' questions, there is no show, or there's very little show, because we only bring in special guests every so often. But speaking of special guests, look at this tie-in. You may see a few special guests in the boot camp, the How to Get on Reality TV video boot camp. Make sure you guys check it out. We break down, I believe it's 3 audition videos from people that you've recognized on reality TV. It's really helpful. It kind of takes, what we talked about in Dustin's question about breaking down YouTube audition videos, even though these aren't YouTube audition videos, they're videos that happen to have been on YouTube, and it just gives you some more insight and better preparation and puts you in a position to be successful. So if you're interested in checking out the How to Get on Reality TV video boot camp with over 5 hours of instruction, go to howtogetonrealitytv.net/video. So without any further ado, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys next Monday.